Hello and welcome back to a new video. Now today I'm going to be reviewing the fifth film in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, which is Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. So, to start off with, this film is my least favourite of the franchise. It was too boring, nothing really happened, none of the characters were memorable, none of the scenes were really memorable, and there was only really one or two good parts of the entire film. And it wasn't really good horror at all. And I know a lot of the films in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise aren't horror, like the sixth one, this one, the third one. But that doesn't mean that it can't be creepy or eerie. And if they're not going to be horror, at least trying to be something else, because this one was just really bad B-movie horror. To start off with, the special effects in this film weren't good at all. There's a scene at the start where you see the baby. Freddy Krueger's like the baby of it before he becomes like a human basically, and it looks really deformed, and it didn't really make sense to me because in some of the other films you see Freddy Krueger before he gets burnt and he looks completely normal, so why does this baby look all deformed and stuff? It just doesn't make any sense. I didn't understand that, and he focused a lot on the backstory of Freddy Krueger in this film, and to be honest, it was quite boring. I would like it if you didn't know that much about him, you just heard snippets, and you had to like kind of put together the thing, instead of showing like the first 15 minutes of the film being all about Freddy Krueger. And so yeah, I didn't really like that part, and the special effects weren't good, but there was a good scene right at the start, which is where Freddy Krueger's on this massive podium, and it's kind of shooting up into the sky, and he, like the shadow of him you could see in front of the mirror, and it was just a really cool shot, and he's just got his hand is moving like that, and then he looks at the Alice, I think it is, and just goes, "It's a boy," and I just thought that was kind of a cool mix of like eeriness with comedy, and I thought that was like probably one of the best parts of the film. So moving on, you get to know some of the characters. It takes place about an hour, a year after the fourth film, and Alice is together with Dan, and Alice turns out that she's pregnant, and Freddy Krueger is gone, but he is somehow in the dreams of her child, and that's how she can basically sees Freddy Krueger. So that's the whole kind of thing about the film. That's the entire storyline. She knows Dan. So Dan's kind of a cool guy. When I say cool, it's just because he's got cool death, really. It's a really, really gross, like, over-the-top death, where he's on a motorbike and he turns into the bike. It's kind of like turning him, like, ripping him apart and stuff, which was really disgusting, but it was kind of a memorable death. It was one of the more memorable parts of the film, which I thought was okay, and Freddy Krueger had a good line before it, where he says, "Bad year, Dan," and he, like, pours alcohol on him or something. So I like that. I thought that was quite a cool idea of him kind of just turning into this bike, and it was really kind of over the top, and I don't know, it was just one of the parts that stick with me throughout this film. Another part was the scene where a girl gets fed to death. Now, it wasn't because it was good, it was because it was weird, and it was just so weird it was memorable, and that's why I liked some parts of the sixth film, was because they were just so weird, and some of the lines were so just random that it kind of stuck with me a bit more than the fourth and fifth one. But yeah, the fifth one could have been a bit better in terms of not only pace, because it was quite a boring film and not much happens, but also characters, and make sure that it's more memorable. And I would like to see more of the horror side of Freddy Krueger rather than just straight out comedy like this one and the sixth one did. I think the only films where they got Freddy Krueger perfectly right was in the first one and the seventh one. Wes Craven's New Nightmare has a great portrayal of Freddy Krueger, and I would definitely recommend watching that film. But if you wanted to watch that film, I'd recommend watching all of the other ones, just because it would make more sense. And that's not just because it's a sequel, it's just because that film has a lot of references to the other parts of the other films. But so overall, this film, it was okay. The kid in it was really creepy, and I thought he did great in this film. And he was probably one of the best parts of the film. He was good at acting. He was just creepy when he was just stood there, like in the corner of the room and stuff. It looked a bit, I don't know if it was the makeup or it was just a kid. I'm sorry if it is, but he just looked a bit like skeletal and weird. And I thought that he was really good in the film. And at least they kept Alice, which I thought was oh good. The only major problem was the ending as well. Freddy Krueger just starts like weird bits of him, like weird faces and stuff, start like pulling away, and I just didn't like that. I just thought it was another really random, over the top death for Freddy Krueger, and I just didn't enjoy that death. Neither did I the fourth one. So yeah, overall this film could have been a lot better if they would have made the characters more memorable, more likable, made more scenes more memorable. The biggest problem with this film is just memory of the film. I had to watch it twice just to remember what happens and stuff. So I wouldn't recommend watching this film really. I'd recommend watching the first 4 and then skip to the 7th one because you wouldn't really miss much. But overall, I thought it was the worst one in the franchise. But it wasn't awful, like I said, it was, because I rewatched it and it wasn't as bad. But have you seen it? What did you think? Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.